Whoever sees this and puts a claim, that looked like Tom. That looks like somebody. Now that kind of looks like Tom to me. Wouldn't you think you'd know your own children? I don't know who that is. Oh, here we go again now. This must be Easter. That's got to be me with the high... Look at Tom in that little outfit. Oh, no, that's me. In a maternity dress again. Oh, that's Loretta. That's Loretta. She does look good, I tell you. That's Debbie and Patty, and there's Tom in your little Easter suit. You don't look thrilled to be in it, though, Tom. And I'm in the maternity dress expecting Jim, I suppose. There's your Easter basket. You know, I've still got that basket, and I think that's the one that got David's name on it. Remind me sometime to see that you get it. There's Bob. Isn't that cute? You all look so nice. Can't believe I'm wearing that little pork pie hat. God, am I glad the style's changed. Hello, Tom. Oh, there you go. What a hat. But it was cute. It was a breezy, windy day. There's Warren and Loretta. This was before they got John, because John is a year younger than Jim. Oh my gosh, there is that Buick. Dean and John had one just like it, only blue and white. That was our very first new car ever. Oh, and I love that car. Those were the cars. That was the car that we took to Florida. We put a baby mattress on the back seat, and all 5 of you slept on that mattress going down there. Can you imagine? And no air conditioning. Well, here we are in a snow scene. I don't think we've had any snow scenes up to now, have we? Let's see, that would be on Knollshire, and there's that red and white Buick. That looks like Tom and Jim, maybe. Tom and Jim, or it's Dan there to see a silly kids. I think that's Tom and Jim. Look at that nice deep snow, and it's also clean and nice. There's John Merard's house next door. Poor John and Patricia and Bert. Remember Patricia and Bert? Bert's dead, you know. Patricia was always a character. That's Tom, I know. You look so dressed up in that outfit, I can't believe it. That's Jim. That's nice. Just push him over, Tom. Oh, isn't that cute? Look at the little sled. Is this where you go sleigh riding down the hill? I'm not sure. That almost looks like Jim and Dan. I think maybe it is. I can't quite tell. I have to wait and see one more child. That looks like Dan, I bet you. No, that's Tom. I can't tell. It's somebody sleigh riding. That's how we're going to have to live with it. And when you children see it, you may be able to tell who was who. Oh, swell, we lost our boot. Well, sit down and put it on. Isn't that a pretty scene? Now that's Dan, I swear it is. And if that's Dan, oh my gosh, we're playing ball on the beach. I think that is Tom and Jim. That's Tom, and that's Jim, and that's when you played on that baseball team in Lemay. I forget the name of that team. And that's what you had your portrait taken in, Jim, was that uniform. And it was the cutest portrait because it just looked like you. Your hair was just kind of down in your eyes. And oh, and look, we've got our pool by then. The above-the-ground pool. We ended up, instead of just digging a hole, we dug the hole and concreted the whole thing. and set the pool up in concrete because it was 5 feet deep on the side, and I mean in the center, and 4 feet deep on the sides. And you kids really enjoyed that pool. It was just great because it kept you outside getting exercise. Okay, Tom, Dan, Jim. Yeah, that's Dan that missed the ball that time. Thank goodness it wasn't you, Jim, because you missed it those other times. But that was the nicest pool. And we made a rule that any of the kids in the neighborhood could come and swim, but their parents had to be with them. And the kitchen was right upstairs, so I could be up in the kitchen and keep an eye on what was going on down at the pool. Did anybody notice what it says on the back of the jerseys? Burger Furniture. Isn't that something? I guess they sponsored that team. It was one way you kids got to play, I guess, huh? Grandpa sponsored the team. Come on, Dan, hit the ball. Oh, there's David. See, that's when we took the pool down. You had that big concrete bowl in the center of the yard. How did we think we were ever going to sell that house? Yeah, that's Dave. And see, Dave was born in August, so this would be probably September when he was just about a little over a year old, because we take the pool down usually in September. Oh, that was a chore to put that thing up and take it down. But it was great. I think eventually, after we moved, or maybe the last year we were there, we bought a cover and covered it and didn't take it down. That's Dan and Dave playing on the concrete pool. That was kind of fun, I bet, because you had cars there, I see. Oh, what a pretty day. Hello, David. Now, see, you always say nobody ever took a picture of me. I want you to look closely, because there you are. That's right. Now stand up and you'll bump your head right there. That was the filter system. I don't know if that pool is still at that house, or if they chopped all that concrete out, or what. One of these days I'm going to have to drive over there and take a look. That was at 9914 Knowlshire. There's Dad. And if you look in the window, you can see like a starfish hanging. I think that's when we had the luau. For, was that Debbie or Patty? We had the luau, and my gosh, we had a palm tree in there, and whole big deal. What in the world is this, pray tell? This looks like it might be down at Clearwater, where Grandma and Grandpa used to go fishing all the time. And I bet that's what it was for sure. And because Grandpa Berger used to say, I'll take Tom fishing and teach him how to fish, and then he's going to have to show the rest of the guys. I don't think he ever showed the rest of the guys, now that I think about it. This is Grandma and Grandpa's boat, and there's a great snapshot of Jim and Tom holding the stringers, and Tom's got a fish on the end of his, and Jim's just got a stringer. I think that was the story of Jim's life. He never quite caught that fish, and I don't think he quite cared. I just thought fishing, for me to sit there with my mouth quiet all that time, not my bag. But Grandma and Grandpa loved fishing. There's Tom and Jim and Debbie. I saw Grandma and Grandpa Berger. There's Deb. And they used to love to go down there. There's Patty. And their two little heads popped out of the water with life jackets on. Yeah, Grandma and Grandpa loved that boat. And they'd stay in this motel, which was not terribly exciting. I was never too thrilled to get to go down there. Well, as I told you, I hold my nose in the bathtub, so I wasn't about to run around in the lake. I think this is where maybe Dad went water skiing. And I think we have some shots of that, and that may be it. But he may be so far away we don't... Oh, that's it. Can you see that little speck out there? That's Dad water skiing. Oh, look at him go. My gosh, in heaven. That's pretty darn good, Bob. I wish they'd get a little closer. First I could say, oh, that looks like that boat's going right into him. Holy cow. First I could say that was anybody. I could say that was me out there water skiing. But you all would know that was a lie. That is, I think Grandpa is driving the boat and Bob is water skiing. I don't know if you kids ever got to do any water skiing. I don't even see him. Oh, there it goes. I don't know why they didn't get close to the shore. I guess because it would wreck the whole thing if they did. But I don't remember Dad water skiing any other time than that time that we went down there. And whatever year that was. Oh, we're getting a little closer now. Yeah, that was Dad. Dad was a good athlete. He could do a lot of that stuff. Which was good because I was determined that you children would learn how to swim. Because it's an awful thing not swimming. Well, come on, Bob. You've water skied enough. We know that was you. Now we want to move it on. But Clearwater Lake was probably about 100 miles from here. And Grandpa gradually got out of the business. Oh, this was Dad took you boys out to those woods. It was out Gravois somewhere. And you all went hunting or whatever you did. And you can see you're wearing your guns and whatever. Look at that poor little Danny with that big gun. I guess that was Danny or was that Dave? Now I have to look again to count noses. 1, 2. How many of you were out there? Were there 3 or 4? I don't know. Is there something? Oh, there's somebody. Is that a bow and arrow? Is that a bow and arrow that you're shooting? Isn't that pretty fall foliage? It was somewhere out Gravois. I don't remember exactly where or what park it was. But I want you all to come out of the woods so I can see how many of you there are. If there were 3 or 4. Okay, there's 1, 2. So I don't know if that last one is Dave or Dan. It must be Dave, because I count 4 noses out there, don't you? Let's see. There goes Tom and Jim and Dan, I think, and I think that might be Dave, the little one. Because I don't see any of the girls out there. I think maybe you're going to have to just shift for yourself and figure that one. Oh, well, nice of you to come and get him. I think that's... Let's see, is that Tom with a hat? Well, I don't know who that is taking care of who's ever little, but I'm proud of you. I wish you'd just get up close so I could see your faces. But you kids had a good time that day. I remember Dad took you out to this forest area. Now, okay, is that Dad standing up there? That might be Dad standing up there. Okay, now where are we? I'm wondering if this is Camp Don Bosco. That's what it looks like. And you boys, that's Tom and Jim, it looks like, went to Camp Don Bosco for a week one summer. It was the Catholic boys' camp. Yeah, I bet that's it. And they also had Camp Mater Dei, and girls went, or could this be Hillcrest? I think this is fancy Hillcrest Country Club that we belonged to. And that pool was filled with bugs. I mean, you talk about a poor man's country club. Lord have mercy. They didn't get much poorer than that. There's Dan and Dave. Isn't that cute? But it had a little 9-hole golf course. And we thought we were so schnitzy with a country club. It was way out Telegraph Road. I don't know what's out there these days. But we used to laugh because, as I say, the pool was always buggy and dirty, and the golf pro always had a little too much to drink. I think Uncle Ray was the one that found out about Hillcrest. He lived out in that direction. And they joined, then we joined. And you kids all took golf lessons. Debbie and Patty and Tom and Jim and I guess Dan. And we knew that we had kind of wasted our money when some boy asked Debbie to play golf, and she wanted to take 30 balls with her because she thought she